the fusion of tradition and innovation unfold before his eyes. Ethan, once skeptical about the farm's future, now saw it as a place of endless possibilities. He began taking an active interest in the new systems, learning how to operate drones and analyze soil data. His enthusiasm reignited Jack's hopes for passing down the family legacy. Elon Musk, true to his word, remained deeply involved. He frequently checked in with Jack and the team, ensuring the project's success. Over time, the Miller farm became a beacon of sustainable agriculture. Visitors came from across the country to witness the revolutionary blend of advanced technology and age-old farming traditions. Schools sent students for educational tours, and journalists called it a glimpse into the future of farming. The partnership bore fruit, both literally and metaphorically. The farm's output soared, with record yields achieved through efficient resource management and renewable energy. The Millers were not just surviving, they were thriving. The farm's success inspired other struggling farmers to explore sustainable practices, sparking a movement that began to reshape rural communities. As Jack stood on his porch one evening, watching the sunset over the golden fields, he couldn't help but feel a profound sense of gratitude. His family's legacy had not only been saved, but reimagined for generations to come. Turning to Sarah, he said, "You were right. You never know who might read a letter." Sarah smiled. "And you never know the kind of magic that can happen when someone like Elon Musk reads it." For Elon, the experience reaffirmed his belief in the power of individual stories to inspire collective action. As he told a reporter later, sometimes, changing the world starts with saving a single farm. Jack, Sarah, Ethan, and the Miller family continued to thrive, their story becoming a symbol of hope, resilience, and the remarkable things that can happen when compassion meets innovation. And Jack continued to push forward with a shared vision of what the future of farming could look like. As time passed, the Miller farm became a place of learning and experimentation. Elon's team introduced more cutting-edge technology, such as autonomous tractors and AI-driven analytics to predict crop needs with precision. Jack, now more comfortable with the new systems, became a vocal advocate for integrating these technologies with traditional farming methods. Meanwhile, Elon remained invested in the success of the project, not just financially, but emotionally. He saw it as a model for sustainable agriculture that could be scaled globally, especially in developing regions where farming was a critical part of the economy. "We're not just saving this farm," Elon often said. "We're changing the way we think about food production." For Ethan, the transformation was profound. The young man who once dreamed of leaving the farm for the city now saw a future filled with possibilities. He became involved in the technical side of the operation, learning everything from drone management to energy efficiency. Inspired by the way the farm was evolving, Ethan even started developing new ideas for the future, proposing innovative ways to combine farming and technology even further. Elon, ever the mentor, encouraged Ethan to pursue his ideas and explore new technologies that could further push the boundaries of sustainable agriculture. The story of the Miller farm began to inspire people beyond the agricultural world. Universities offered Jack and Elon speaking engagements, and sustainability conferences featured the project as a shining example of what was possible when innovative thinking met practical application. The hashtag Farm Revolution gained traction, and people from all over the world began to reach out to Jack, asking how they could implement similar strategies on their own farms. Despite the success, Jack remained grounded. He never lost sight of the importance of the land, the legacy, and the community. The farm was not just a symbol of technological advancement. It was a living testament to the power of collaboration and hope. Jack and Elon became regular partners, brainstorming ways to help not just the Miller farm, but other struggling farms. Their work laid the foundation for a new initiative, a global movement focused on sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and community-driven solutions. As the seasons changed and the farm flourished, Jack stood once more on the porch with Sarah, looking out over the fields. "We did it," he said, a sense of fulfillment in his voice. Sarah smiled, her eyes reflecting the golden light of the setting sun. "No, Jack, we didn't just do it. We've built something bigger than just a farm. We've built a future." And so, the Miller farm became a beacon of hope, a shining example of how compassion, innovation, and tradition could come together to create a sustainable future for agriculture. With Elon Musk's unwavering support and the Miller family's dedication, they proved that even in the most unlikely of circumstances, extraordinary things could happen. This story captures the incredible journey of resilience, innovation, and partnership. It reflects how seemingly different worlds can come together to create something transformative, blending tradition and technology seamlessly. Here's a polished summary of the core message. Ethan Miller, inspired by Elon Musk's hands-on involvement, began exploring renewable energy, robotics, and sustainable farming practices with a newfound curiosity. What was once a distant dream for the Miller family, a farm powered by innovation, became a tangible reality, sparking conversations worldwide about the future of agriculture. News outlets highlighted the Miller farm as a symbol of hope, and hashtags like #FarmRevolution and #ElonSaves the farm trended across social media. Experts debated the scalability of Musk's model, while the local community and international visitors marveled at the farm's transformation. Despite the media buzz, Musk remained grounded, spending hours alongside Jack Miller. The two men, from vastly different walks of life, bonded over a shared passion for resilience and innovation. "I never thought technology and tradition could work so well together," Jack said one evening as they watched the sunset over newly installed solar panels. Musk responded with his characteristic optimism. "It's not about replacing the old ways. It's about enhancing them." As months passed, the farm achieved unprecedented results. Crop yields soared, water usage dropped significantly, and the farm's carbon footprint shrank. But beyond these metrics, the Millers discovered a renewed sense of purpose. Their journey became an inspiration to others, showing how compassion and ingenuity could lead to transformative change. The farm's success attracted agricultural experts and sustainability advocates from across the globe, seeking to replicate its innovative practices. For Elon Musk, this was more than philanthropy. It was a testament to what humanity could achieve when innovation met compassion. For Jack and his family, it was proof that miracles could emerge even in the unlikeliest of circumstances. Although the farm's transformation was a resounding success, Jack understood that maintaining progress required continued adaptability and hard work. With Musk's partnership, the Millers were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The quiet hum of drones, solar-powered irrigation, and the timeless sounds of nature symbolized a future where technology and tradition thrived hand in hand. This story stands as a reminder. With resilience, hope, and collaboration, extraordinary change is possible, even in the most unexpected places. Sarah, their journey became about more than just saving their family farm. It became a mission to inspire others. The Miller farm had transformed into a symbol of what was possible when innovation, determination, and compassion converged. Ethan, energized by his newfound passion, enrolled in a top agricultural engineering program, eager to combine the farm's lessons with cutting-edge knowledge. Maria, the young farmer who had found mentorship with the Millers, began implementing sustainable practices on her own farm, proving that even small-scale operations could benefit from innovation. As for Elon Musk, the Miller farm became the foundation for a larger vision, a global initiative to revolutionize agriculture. He envisioned a network of sustainable farms, each tailored to local conditions and leveraging advanced technology to combat food insecurity and environmental challenges. "Farming is the backbone of civilization," he said during a press conference announcing the initiative. "If we can innovate here, we can change the world." Jack and Sarah, now respected voices in the farming community, traveled to share their story and encourage others to embrace change. They spoke at conferences, appeared on panels, and hosted workshops on their farm. Through their efforts, they created a ripple effect, empowering countless others to see farming as a future-facing industry rather than one burdened by the past. The Miller farm continued to evolve, seamlessly blending tradition with cutting-edge practices. It stood as a testament to the resilience of family farms and the transformative power of collaboration. The story of Jack Miller, Elon Musk, and the thriving farm in rural America proved that even in the face of immense challenges, innovation and community could light the way forward. The Miller farm became an even more self-sufficient operation. The addition of Tesla's energy storage systems ensured that the farm could operate seamlessly regardless of weather conditions. Excess energy stored in the batteries not only powered the farm, but also became an additional source of income as surplus electricity was sold back to the grid. The transformation of the Miller farm had become a symbol of resilience, innovation, and collaboration. Sarah's blog continued to grow in popularity, and her updates attracted global attention. Agricultural forums and conferences began citing the farm as a case study in sustainable farming. The Millers were frequently invited to speak at events, sharing their experiences and the lessons they had learned. Ethan, energized by the success of the AI-driven crop management system, started developing additional tools to enhance efficiency. With Elon's mentorship, he worked on a mobile app that allowed Jack to monitor the farm systems and receive real-time updates on weather conditions, soil health, and crop growth. The app quickly became an indispensable tool, empowering Jack to make informed decisions with ease. Despite the technology and global attention, the Millers remained grounded. Jack and Sarah made it a point to maintain the farm's essence. "No matter how advanced things get," Jack often said, "this will always be a family farm." The local community, once skeptical of the changes, had fully embraced the new version of the Miller farm. Neighbors frequently visited, not just to marvel at the advancements, but also to lend a helping hand. The farm became a hub for education and inspiration, with schools and universities sending students to learn about sustainable agriculture and cutting-edge technology. Elon Musk, though juggling his commitments with Tesla, SpaceX, and other ventures, remained actively involved. During one of his visits, he shared a vision that left Jack and Sarah awestruck. "Imagine a network of farms like this," Elon said, "a model that could be replicated worldwide, empowering farmers to embrace technology while preserving their traditions." Jack nodded thoughtfully. "It's a big dream, but if there's one thing I've learned, it's that big dreams can start on a small patch of land." As the seasons passed, the Miller farm continued to thrive, setting benchmarks for what sustainable agriculture could achieve. What had once been a struggling operation had evolved into a beacon of hope and innovation, proving that with the right blend of tradition, technology, and determination, anything was possible. The Millers, with their unlikely partner Elon Musk, had not only saved their farm, but had sparked a movement that had the potential to transform agriculture and lives around the world. Share their journey. They found themselves addressing audiences that ranged from small-town farmers to policymakers and global sustainability advocates. Jack's honest, no-nonsense perspective paired with Sarah's heartfelt storytelling made them a compelling duo, and their message resonated far and wide. The workshops on the Miller farm evolved into a more structured initiative. The Miller Farm Institute for Sustainable Agriculture, it became a year-round program that offered hands-on training, virtual courses, and community support for farmers looking to adopt similar practices. Sarah's blog became the official voice of the Institute, with her posts offering both practical advice and emotional encouragement. Ethan, now deeply immersed in agricultural engineering, took on a leadership role in developing educational materials for the Institute. With Elon's guidance, he worked on creating accessible technology kits tailored for small and medium-scale farms. "Not everyone has the resources we had," Ethan said during one brainstorming session, but we can give them tools that are scalable and affordable. These kits included basic AI-driven soil monitors, solar-powered irrigation modules, and step-by-step guides for implementing sustainable practices. The initiative garnered international recognition, attracting grants and sponsorships that allowed the institute to grow. Meanwhile, the Miller farm itself became a living laboratory for innovation. Elon Musk, true to his visionary style, encouraged Jack to push the boundaries even further. "Let's experiment with integrating aquaponics," he suggested during one visit. The idea of combining fish farming with crop cultivation intrigued Jack, and with guidance from Elon's network of experts, the project took off. Soon, the farm was producing both fresh vegetables and fish, adding another layer of sustainability to its operations. The Millers' story continued to inspire change beyond agriculture. Their collaboration with Elon Musk sparked broader conversations about the role of technology in preserving traditions and fostering resilience in rural communities. Media outlets featured the farm as a model of hope, and hashtags like #FarmFuture and #SustainableRoots began trending globally. For Jack and Sarah, the most rewarding part of their journey was the personal connections they formed. Farmers like Luis from Texas stayed in touch, sharing updates about their own progress. Maria, the young vegetable farmer from a nearby county, became a close family friend and an integral part of the Institute's team. Through it all, the Millers remained humble. Jack often said, "We're just stewards of this land. The real miracle is the people who believed in us and worked with us to make this happen." As the years went by, the Miller farm became more than just a success story. It became a symbol of what was possible when innovation, compassion, and determination converged. And while the road ahead was sure to have its challenges, Jack, Sarah, and their family faced the future with confidence, secure in the knowledge that they were no longer alone and that their work was making a difference far beyond their fields. "So many people counting on us now." Sarah placed her hand on his. "You're not alone in this, Jack. Look at everything we've accomplished together. You've built something that's bigger than just our farm. It's a legacy for Ethan, for our community, and for farmers everywhere." Jack nodded, comforted by her words. As much as he missed the simplicity of the past, he couldn't deny the profound impact their work was having. The farm had become a beacon of hope, and the pressure he felt was a testament to its significance. The research initiative brought an influx of ideas and breakthroughs. One project focused on testing drought-resistant wheat varieties, which showed promising results in preliminary trials. Another group of students explored regenerative soil practices, such as integrating cover crops and biochar to enhance soil health. The findings not only benefited the Miller farm, but also contributed valuable insights to the broader agricultural community. The Miller farm also hosted regular open days where the public could tour the facilities, interact with the experts, and witness the integration of tradition and technology firsthand. These events became wildly popular, drawing visitors from across the country. Families, students, and farmers alike marveled at the solar panels, the vertical farming setup, and the AI-driven crop management system. Ethan, now a rising star in agricultural engineering, became a natural spokesperson for the farm's technological advancements. During one open day, he gave a presentation on the AI system that had revolutionized their operations. "Technology doesn't replace hard work," he said, addressing the crowd, "but it makes it smarter and more sustainable. That's what we're striving for." Meanwhile, Sarah's blog continued to flourish, evolving into a broader platform for sustainable agriculture and rural empowerment. She collaborated with other farmers, environmentalists, and educators to share diverse perspectives and strategies. The blog's readership grew, and it became a trusted resource for anyone looking to learn about innovative farming practices. Elon Musk, though physically absent, remained a driving force behind the scenes. His team facilitated partnerships and provided resources to expand the Miller farm's influence. Elon himself occasionally popped into video conferences to brainstorm new ideas or offer encouragement. "You're proving something profound here," he said during one such call, "that with the right mindset and tools, even the oldest industries can become pioneers of the future." As the years went on, the Miller family's journey inspired a ripple effect. Farms across the country began adopting similar sustainable practices, creating a network of like-minded farmers who shared resources and knowledge. The Miller farm became the flagship of a movement, its story a reminder that change, no matter how daunting, could lead to extraordinary possibilities. For Jack, Sarah, Ethan, and the entire Miller family, the journey was far from over. The future held new challenges, but it also held promise. And with the support of their community and the foundation they had built, they were ready to face whatever came next, together. Often reassured him that innovation and tradition didn't have to be at odds. During one of his visits, Elon said, "The best innovations are the ones that honor the past while preparing for the future. You're not throwing away tradition, you're enhancing it." Jack took these words to heart, realizing that his fears of losing the essence of their farm were unfounded. The core values of hard work, community, and respect for the land could coexist with cutting-edge technology. He decided to make sure that every new system, every innovation, had a purpose that aligned with the farm's deep-rooted principles. Meanwhile, Sarah continued to play a pivotal role in maintaining the human side of the farm's transformation. While Jack and Ethan focused on the technical side, Sarah made sure the community was always included in the process. Her blog was a platform for local farmers, sharing not just technical advancements, but also stories of resilience, community support, and the daily lives of those who worked the land. Sarah's words resonated deeply with many, particularly when she wrote about how the farm's success wasn't just about the technology. It was about the relationships built with the people they met along the way. Her storytelling brought a sense of warmth and relatability to what might otherwise seem like cold, high-tech developments. One of the challenges Jack hadn't anticipated was the increasing demand for their approach. As more and more farmers reached out, wanting to replicate the Miller Farms model, Jack found himself needing to balance his own time between overseeing operations and mentoring others. With Elon's help, they started to form partnerships with universities and agricultural cooperatives, developing resources and support networks for those looking to make similar transitions. The Miller Farm became more than just a success story. It was a training ground for the next generation of sustainable farmers. In addition to the workshops and open days, Jack and Ethan began hosting one-on-one sessions with visiting farmers, providing them with hands-on learning opportunities. They didn't just want to show people what was possible. They wanted to teach them how to make it happen on their own land. Over time, Jack's feelings of being in over his head became less frequent. Instead, he began to feel the weight of their progress as a responsibility he embraced with confidence. He knew that they had created something much bigger than their family farm, something that could impact generations of farmers around the world. As the years passed, Jack's perspective shifted. What had once seemed like an impossible challenge had transformed into a mission, and the Miller Farm wasn't just a symbol of what could be achieved. It was a living, breathing example of what resilience, innovation, and community could accomplish when they worked in harmony. Community. As they integrated new technologies, Jack made sure to stay connected to the core values that had always guided the farm. The balance between progress and tradition was a constant theme, one that resonated in every decision they made. The autonomous machinery project was a perfect example of this careful balance. Jack was cautious about fully embracing it at first, but as they tested the technology on smaller, low-risk tasks, like soil preparation and planting, he began to see its potential. The machines not only saved time, but also helped optimize resources, improving the overall efficiency of the farm's operations. Ethan, who had continued to grow in his role as the farm's tech expert, was particularly excited about the possibilities. He worked closely with the team to ensure the new technology was fully integrated into the existing infrastructure, but with an eye toward sustainability. The autonomous tractors, for example, were powered by renewable energy, which aligned with the farm's commitment to reducing its carbon footprint. The educational center became a beacon for young minds interested in agricultural innovation, and as more students and professionals came to learn, the farm continued to gain recognition. Jack saw the education center as a way to pass on the lessons of hard work, resilience, and adaptability that had been passed down through generations of farmers in his family. As the farm's influence grew, Jack also saw the importance of working with local communities to support them in making similar changes. The workshops and hands-on training sessions continued to attract farmers from near and far, with Jack and his team offering guidance and resources for implementing sustainable practices. The Miller farm was no longer just a success story. It was a model, an inspiration, and a resource for others looking to innovate. One evening, as Jack stood on the porch with Sarah, watching the sunset over the fields, he felt a deep sense of pride. Their journey had come full circle, from near ruin to a thriving example of what could be achieved with a vision, hard work, and collaboration. But even as they celebrated their progress, Jack knew that the work wasn't finished. The future was full of potential, but also filled with challenges. He looked at Sarah and smiled. "You were right, he said. "We didn't just save the farm. We've built something that will last. A legacy." Sarah squeezed his hand and nodded. "And the best part is, it's just the beginning." Jack knew she was right. With each new day, they were not only shaping the future of their farm, but also the future of agriculture itself. The possibilities were endless, and they were ready to face whatever came next. Resources to farmers looking to implement sustainable practices and cutting-edge technologies on their own farms. The initiative was designed to support farmers in every stage of the transition, from planning and implementation to monitoring and improvement. The announcement was met with excitement and enthusiasm from the attendees, many of whom were eager to see how the program could help them tackle their own challenges. Jack, standing beside Elon, felt a sense of fulfillment as he listened to the positive feedback. It was clear that the work they had started was beginning to ripple out, influencing others to take bold steps toward innovation and sustainability. As the day went on, more guests visited the farm's various facilities, engaging with the different projects that had brought the Miller farm to global attention. The AI-driven crop management system, the solar-powered battery storage, and the vertical farming setup were all points of fascination. The farm's ongoing commitment to blending technology with time-tested practices was clear, and many left feeling inspired by what was possible when farmers were given the right tools and support. In the midst of the event, Jack found a quiet moment to reflect on the journey. He looked around at the growing crowd of students, researchers, and farmers who had come to learn and be inspired. He thought back to the days when the farm seemed doomed, when his biggest concern was how to make ends meet. Now, standing at the heart of a movement that was changing the future of farming, he felt a deep sense of pride. As the event drew to a close, guests lingered to ask more questions, take photos, and discuss ideas for future collaborations. Ethan, ever the enthusiast, was at the center of most of the conversations, sharing his knowledge with anyone who asked. Jack and Sarah, meanwhile, stood together, taking in the sight of their farm transformed, their family's legacy intertwined with the promise of a more sustainable future. Jack turned to Sarah, his heart full. "We did it," he said, a smile tugging at his lips. This is what it's all about." Sarah squeezed his hand, her eyes sparkling. "And this is only the beginning." With that, Jack nodded in agreement. The road ahead would no doubt have its challenges, but they had come so far. They had created something that wasn't just a business or a farm. It was a testament to the power of resilience, innovation, and community. The future was bright, and Jack knew they were ready to face whatever came next, together. The next morning, As the first light of day crept across the fields, Jack felt a renewed sense of purpose. The events of the previous day, the excitement, the recognition, and the tangible proof that their work was making a difference, had solidified his belief in what they were doing. The farm wasn't just a livelihood, it was a force for change, a place where hope had been cultivated alongside the crops, where innovation and tradition had merged to create something that could truly impact the world. Inside the house, Sarah was already up, busy with the tasks of the day. There was a quiet energy about her that reflected the peace Jack had been feeling. Their shared commitment to the farm, to their family, and to the future they were building together was what kept them grounded. Over the years, they had built a foundation not just of land and technology, but of love and shared vision. Ethan joined them for breakfast, his excitement still palpable. "I talked to some of the farmers who visited yesterday," he said eagerly. "They're already starting to talk about replicating some of the things we've done here. It's crazy how fast it's spreading." Jack smiled, pride swelling in his chest. "That's the goal," he said. "We're not just changing our farm, we're showing others how it can be done." As they gathered around the table, the conversation turned to the future. What would come next? The ideas were endless. More partnerships, more innovations, expanding their education center, perhaps even launching new initiatives to tackle pressing issues in agriculture. The possibilities were vast, but for now, they were savoring the moment, recognizing that the true strength of their journey lay not just in the technologies they had introduced, but in the community they had built along the way. Later that day, Jack and Elon took a walk across the farm, discussing new ways to continue pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The integration of autonomous machinery, the potential for vertical farming to reshape how food was produced, and how to continue ensuring that these innovations were accessible to all farmers, big and small. Every conversation was filled with purpose and promise. But for Jack, it was always the people, the farmers he'd met along the way, the young students eager to learn, and his own family, that kept him motivated. The Miller farm had become a beacon not just of innovation, but of hope, a place where the future was being written by those who were willing to take risks and work together. As the sun set that evening, Jack stood once again at the edge of the fields, feeling that same deep connection to the land that had sustained his family for generations. The journey they had embarked upon had brought them so much further than he had ever imagined. And while the road ahead would certainly have its challenges, he knew they were more than ready to meet them head-on. For the Millers, the farm was no longer just a place of work. It was a testament to their resilience, their vision, and their unwavering belief that anything was possible if you were willing to work for it. And as Jack gazed out over the fields, he knew that this was just the beginning of the story.